Have you dated a foreigner before?
Yeah, I was innocent and naive. But, okay, I was young, but now I learned a lesson. Here in the Philippines, like what I always said, age doesn't matter and size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't matter.
From dating, we'll move on to sex.
I think everyone is waiting for this.
This is Dan of Vagabond Awake. I'm back here. We have 2 mics and 3 people sitting like this. So today I have the lovely 𝗙𝗢𝗄 of Hobo Ventures with me, and the lovely Sharon of 𝗕𝗕𝗢𝗄𝗡 with me. Welcome, you two.
Welcome.
Yes,
to Lapu.
welcome also to your channel. And finally, I met you in person.
Me too, me too. We are very happy to see you here.
Yeah, so today what we thought we'd do is present someone from Malaysia, 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗄, and someone from the Philippines, Sharon from 𝗕𝗕𝗢𝗄𝗡 YouTube channel, and we would ask them questions about their countries in case you're deciding, do I want to live in Malaysia or do I want to live in the Philippines? And then you get some answers of kind of what the differences are. And they're each going to talk about their own country rather than each other's. And so let's do this. What do you guys think?
One thing is, I just do my best to answer about my country because I haven't traveled all the state in my country yet, so it's hard to tell things, you know. So I just try my best.
Yeah, same on me also. I just only, I will do all my best to answer the question because I don't traveling much on the Philippines.
And most of us, that's true in our home country. We travel more when we leave it than we do when we're there. So let's go in here. 𝗙 first. What languages are commonly spoken in your country?
Okay, it will be Malay language because Malaysian is the national language in Malay, but we also speak English. English is mostly in a big city. Also nowadays you can hear people speaking in the small city as well. And also we have people speak Chinese, Mandarin, Cantonese, Hokkien, you know, Teochew, and Hindu, Tamil. Yes.
Okay, Sharon, what languages are spoken?
Okay, the second language here in the Philippines is English, but in different city here in the Philippines, we have different dialect. So, like for example, in Samar, they are Waray, and Cebu, they are Cebuano, and then in Iloilo, they are Ilonggo. So we have different dialect in each city.
Great. And 𝗙, what about ethnic groups? What are the ethnic groups that live in your country?
In Malaysia, like about 70% is Malay, and then 20% is Chinese, and then about like 8% is Hindu, Indian, and then the rest is mixed, like how to say that, is indigenous people, like in the Borneo side, Sabah and Sarawak, and some other mixes.
Okay, great. Sharon?
Here in the Philippines, we are Filipino, but we have like 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗡 and 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗡 living in the mountain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And food, 𝗙, what are the most famous local dishes in your country?
I think that would be is nasi lemak. It's very famous. Nasi lemak is a Malay cuisine, and we also have a Chinese one. It's called 𝗙𝗏𝗏, and roti is for Indian. So we have this kind of cuisine, and some more and more and more. I cannot name all of them.
And Sharon, what are your famous dishes?
Okay, the famous dish here in the Philippines are pork adobo, chicken adobo, pancit, lumpia. Because every birthday or any occasion, that's dish are present.
Oh, I thought lechon is a
Lechon also, there is lechon, but
Yeah.
there is different dish.
Oh.
Cool. And 𝗙, your famous dishes, what would that dish cost in a high-end restaurant versus a neighborhood restaurant?
The local, in the neighborhood restaurant, it will be about like 50 cents to maximum like $2 or $3, you know, the high. And if we eat in the high-end restaurant, it will cost about $10 to $20.
Okay.
Yeah, for the local food.
And Sharon?
Here, it's also different. If you eat a pork humba in a formal restaurant, it's very expensive. But if you eat in carinderia, which is street food or street Carinderia is just like a little restaurant on the street. Beside on the street is less expensive. It's 35 to 40 pesos.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So, Qiang, what types of foreign foods are commonly found in your country?
Wow, in my country, I think you are basically talk about in the big city, right? The big city like KL and Penang. You are very easy to find like a pizza, Italian foods, and then also steakhouse, German foods, Brazilian food, Mexican food, whatever food you can find in a big city. So yeah, you have no problem for the food.
And Sharon?
Here we have now, here in the Philippines, we have now like Italian restaurant, Korean restaurant, and a German restaurant, because there are some foreigners they eat in the German restaurant because they want to experience German breakfast.
German breakfast?
Yeah, German breakfast. I never experienced German breakfast, but I will experience.
And Qiang, are the prices higher in foreign food restaurants? And what are example costs for foreign dishes in your country?
I eat steak a lot in Malaysia, so about $15 you can get in the middle range restaurant, and the high end it will cost you about $30 to $100, depends on what kind of beef that you choose.
Okay.
Okay, here in the Philippines, if you eat even in the local but in a expensive restaurant, it will cost more. Even if you order local food, but even if it's just only 4 dishes, but it will cost you 3,000 to 3,500 pesos.
Wow.
Yeah, especially if you eat like in Chikaan, Golden Curry, that kind of restaurant. Yeah, it's depend if, because they have one serve which is worth 450 pesos in one serve, and especially if you order scallop, there is only 10 or 15 pieces, but it costs you, I think, 500 or 650. Yeah, it's expensive.
So about 500 per dish?
Yeah, dish.
So would that be several people eating together?
Yeah, you can eat all together. You can share all together, but it depends because mostly the price and that kind of restaurant is just the lowest price is 280 or 250 pesos. That's the lowest price.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about dating? Qiang, is dating foreigners common in your country?
I would say in the big city or people who study overseas, they always bring back the partner is foreigners. Yeah, in KL and Penang, you will see a lot people dating foreigner. I would say that.
Okay, Sharon?
Yeah, here in the Philippines, it's a common to date a foreigner this generation.
Have you dated a foreigner before?
Yeah, my husband is a foreigner, and the father of my daughter is a foreigner. But when I met the father of my daughter, I was innocent and naive. That, okay, I was young, but now I learned a lesson.
Good.
Well, I don't see the question about what the lesson was, so we'll move on. Maybe we'll get back to your lesson.
We will get back to you.
If you would like to learn how I fired my boss and traveled the world for 16 years and how I pay for things, grab a free copy of my ebook. So Qiang, are age difference relationships common in your country, Malaysia?
Are you talking foreigner or local?
I'm sorry, I mean a foreigner with a local. Sorry, or at all, I guess. Why not?
Okay.
How about age difference in general?
I don't see much age difference relationship in my country that much with a foreigner or local, but they are still have. I also know people who dates a partner who is older than them, like 20, 25 years old, and they are living happily. Yeah, I would say like that. It's not that common to see age gap relationship in Malaysia.
And Sharon, what about the Philippines?
Here in the Philippines, like what I always said, age doesn't matter and size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't matter. Sounds like you have something to say.
Okay. No. So here in the Philippines, it's common that age doesn't matter, but you know, there are some Filipino people who are thinking in a negative way. So sometimes there is a judgment, or sometimes they say, oh, that woman only marry that foreigner, it's because of the money, but not all. And then here, it doesn't matter, age doesn't matter here. I saw quite a lot of young women now who are with foreigner which is older than them.
Yeah.
As one thing is the heart have to be good. That's all.
Yeah.
The heart?
Yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
they shouldn't have a heart attack? Or they should have a nice...
Both.
Good heart.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
So Qiang, what age gap would be considered too much in Malaysia?
Well, Sim, I already said that it's hardly to, it's not really can see the age gap relationship in Malaysia, so I cannot tell the difference. I think mostly the age gap is about like 3 to 10 years old. There's a huge age gap, but there are also some example that some people would date like people who have like 47 years old age gap. The famous ones in Malaysia, there is an artist. She marries a guy who is older than her, 47 years old, and they have 3 kids together. At the point that the husband is very rich, but most of people will not say that she want money or what. They was giving a good grading of wishes for this woman. Yeah.
Okay. And what age gap would be too much, Sharon, in the Philippines?
Here, it's so common here because we don't care, because there are some Filipino women, the age gap of their companion is around 23 years. Sometimes there are 30 years older than them, but it doesn't matter here. It's normal.
Okay. From dating, we'll move on to sex.
I think everyone is waiting for this.
So if you're casually talking to your friends, Qiang, just chatting about with your friends, is casual sex common in Malaysia?
I have no idea because I cannot represent the whole thing,
Right.
but I can just share as what the story I hear from my friends.
Okay.
Some, if they are relations, they will save the ones until their marriage. Yeah, but some is very casual. It's like one of my friends, she got broken hearts with her with her boyfriends, and then she flew to Korea to enjoy herself. She had sex with 5 different men in 1 week. I was like, shocked. So it's really depending on the person. It's not about the common or not common.
And what about the Philippines, Sharon? Is casual sex common in the Philippines?
This is my opinion, but yes. But before, when it was older, older people, marriage first before sex. But now in the new generation coming, and then sometimes the teenager is very stubborn, so they get that even despite they are not married. And mostly, it happened also now on the young teenager. That's why I am aware on that to my daughter that it will not happen.
Can I ask some question about it? Is it abortion is not allowed in the Philippines?
Yeah, it's not allowed. It's illegal.
Even you go to the hospital, also cannot.
And no, you cannot. You can go to jail. If ever you will go to the hospital and then you will make abortion, you will go to jail.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. Qiang, how long do adults date before having sex in your country?
Well, again, I have to share this as what my friend tell me.
As a virgin.
Yeah, I'm still a virgin today. Well, I don't know other people, but what my friends say, some of them they save until the marriage. And then some of them, they go for the first day, some they go for the 3rd day. It's depend on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Sharon?
Yeah, here also, it's depend of the woman. Because I had a friend of mine, they are boyfriend and girlfriend for 7 years, but they don't make sex. They make sex after the marriage. Yeah, after the marriage. And then after the marriage, they visit us. And then I said, oh, what? After the marriage, what did you did? And then the guy said, you know that I was catching here on the inside the room because she was running. She doesn't want to do it, and then I told her what I can do now because we are married, but the girl doesn't want. But until they talk to each other and they go on that part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So they
but-
are still married. Huh?
Yeah, they are still married now, and then they have 2 child.
But I always say to my friends that if you want to find a boyfriend, definitely you have to test drive first. If not, you will don't know how is your relationship will be happiness.
Yeah, because there are some Filipino guy, they cannot resist. They are so very excited and eager to get the virginity of the woman. But there are some Filipino guy who can wait.
Oh yeah. I
Okay.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to cost of living. Qiang, what's the minimum wage per month in your country for a full-time employee?
The minimum wage, they just come out the new law. So like last year, the minimum wage is about 1,500 ringgit. It's about $357 per month. It's a minimum wage. You cannot lower than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sharon?
I think I can because I am not good in the calculation of mathematics, but what I can say is the minimum rate here is 550 pesos per day. So yeah, so I think it's around 25,000 pesos per month, but they will not receive it completely because there will be PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, and then there are some benefits. I mean, insurance from the government. They took it. So, and then instead of 15 days of working, but the company I think will give just only 10 days. Because I've been working and one of the company in 𝗪𝗲 before, and then instead of 15 days of salary, what they give is the 10 days only. So the 5 days was pending, so it will be additional on your next payment again.
I see.
So you have a social security in Philippines.
Yeah.
So you pay the social security, and then the company also pay.
Yeah.
What would the cost of living for a typical average family be in Malaysia in a medium-sized city?
I would say about like 500 to 1,000
Dollars?
dollar. Yeah, it depends on what the salary that the couple have. But mostly in Malaysia, that's the husband and wife is working right now. They are very new trends right now like this.
So the cost of living would be 500
To
to
1,000
okay.
US dollar. Yeah.
And what about a Filipino family? Sharon?
Here in the Philippines, it depends also on the salary, but I think there are some people here, this is my opinion because it's just based on my experience.
Yeah.
There are also some people here that even their salary is not enough, but they debt money to show to people that, no, look at my husband have big salary, and then we have a good life. Yes. But minimum is like they have an average life. Their life is good. They can always go to eat outside. Not the same in a normal or simple worker.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what would you say the average family spends per month in a medium
I
size?
think the middle of size, they spend per month around 60,000 pesos to 70.
Per month?
Yeah, per month, include the electricity bill. Because I have a friend of mine, her husband is a seafarer, but I think 70,000, that's not enough to them. Especially if their children go to private school. Yeah,
That
so
costs
they need
more
more. Yeah, it costs more.
Yeah.
So 60,000 is about $1,000. So there's similar costs of living
Yes.
in Philippines and Malaysia. Do you believe the foreigners living in Malaysia countries spend more per month than?
Oh yeah, absolutely yeah, because the lifestyle is different, and then the salary also is different. But also depend on what kind of foreigner you're talking. They have two, blue collar and white collar.
Right.
If you're talking white collar, definitely they spend more.
Okay. And Sharon?
Here in the Philippines, it's up to them if they would like to still continue their way of living in US and come here in the Philippines. But if they really would like to live like a normal Filipino, so it less expenses to them.
Okay. Qiang, so foreigners, are most of the foreigners you see living in Malaysia there to work, or are they there as retirees?
I see mostly they are working over there. Most foreigner that I see in Malaysia is working. Retirees is hardly see. Maybe I see like very less than 10 that I see.
10 per year, or?
10 per year, because we don't know that whether they are come here for retire or what.
Right.
Yeah. It
Okay.
depends. Like family and friends, they go somewhere, they know someone. They are a couple, they retire here. I think.
And Sharon, would you say most are coming to the Philippines to work, or are they coming to retire?
Retire, because mostly I saw a foreigner here is old, especially in my area. Yeah, in my area, outside on my place, there is a Giovanni Italian Pizza, and then there is also a diner in burger, and mostly I saw their foreigner, but it's old.
Okay.
So I retire.
Yeah, they are retired.
Retirement age. Qiang, driving, what side of the street do you have to drive on in Malaysia?
I think it's the right side, because is it? Because a long time I didn't drive, so I don't know. And it's been a long time,
I think it's right side.
I think it's right side.
Let me think about it.
It's follow UK.
Wait, isn't it left side? Like if we're in City, which side do we drive on to go towards the KL Towers?
I think it's right. It's left side.
Left side, isn't it?
I think so.
It's left side, yeah. Sharon, what side of the street do people drive on?
Right.
Right side.
Yeah, right side.
Is it?
Yeah, right side.
I can't remember, Daniel.
When we take the bus to KL, the KL Towers, it's always on the left side, right? Because you catch
left
the bus
side.
over
Oh
there.
yeah, it's left side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's left side.
Qiang, do you see more motorcycles on the street, or do you see more vehicles in Malaysia?
Yeah, I see more car in Malaysia.
More cars.
Yeah.
Sharon, more cars? Or
Here, mostly now what I saw is so much motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah, especially it's traffic, so it can easy to them to go.
Okay, Qiang, how often do you see dirt roads in your country are paved when you are outside the large cities? In other words, when you're outside of a large city, in a smaller city, how often do you see a dirt road somewhere?
I would say that based on the trip that I go back to Malaysia, what I see mostly is the paved road. I didn't see any dirt road yet so
Okay.
far.
Okay.
What I
Sharon, do you see many dirt roads?
Often, often, and especially it's raining, it's flooding.
It's flooding also. Yes.
It's flooding until your knees.
It does rain in the Philippines.
Yes.
Qiang, weather, do you have these natural disasters in Malaysia, like volcanoes, tsunamis, tidal waves, earthquakes, typhoons?
Malaysia is a pretty safe country. We will have occasionally storm coming,
Storm,
typhoon,
yeah.
and it will cause like flooding.
Flooding?
Yeah, like that. Sometimes we'll have a landslide, but not that often, Mostly it's flooding when the storm coming.
Yeah, you have some storms there, but I haven't, in the few years I've been there, I haven't seen many tsunamis.
Yeah, so far, no.
Or,
It's
or
pretty
typhoons I meant. I'm sorry, typhoons.
Yeah, we didn't experience that. We did hardly to experience that much, not really.
Yeah. Sharon, do you have volcanoes, tsunami, which are tidal waves, earthquakes, or typhoons or hurricanes?
We have volcano eruption here, especially in Albay, and then typhoon. Mostly every month we have typhoon.
I just have to press that
Yeah.
my flight to go out. That is safe to leave.
Yeah, so typhoon, it's mostly, we have mostly every month or after 2 months, and earthquake, we have also earthquake sometimes. Yeah, but in selected countries, sometimes there is earthquake in Davao, or last 2000, I forgot that there was earthquake in Bohol.
Oh yeah, they caused the church, like
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah. The Philippines is on the Ring of Fire, so it's a very alive country.
Yeah, and we experienced my first time have an earthquake is that I experienced in Baguio, the worst one. It's level 6, and I was in the level 6 condominium. You know, it's like, what's going on? That high, the building is shaking. Then it's earthquake. I said, what?
The first earthquake. So Qiang, public transportation, what forms of public transportation do people use in your country? Like taxis, trains, buses, metro, subway, tricycles, jeepneys, Grab, taxi, Joy, I don't know what these other things are.
Oh, there is the online apps.
Okay.
Mostly in a big city, mostly they are driving, and also buses. No, it's driving and then train, and then only buses. Yeah, that's all. For work commute, yes.
For work commute.
Yeah, for work commute.
And Sharon, how do people get around public transportation?
Here we have jeepney, bus, tricycle, and also Grab. Grab car or Grab motorcycle. That's all. And sometimes, mostly even the people who are not registered in Grab, but they are doing like motorcycle, bringing passenger to their destination. Yeah.
Yeah, like in Thailand.
Qiang, is divorce common or legal in your country?
Yeah, divorce is pretty common right now in my country because the young people, they often get married 4 or 5 times, and it's legal in Malaysia.
Okay. Sharon?
Here it's not allowed. We don't have divorce here in the Philippines, but we only have here annulment, and it takes a long time, maybe 2 years or 3 years before your annulment will be granted.
Does it cost money or?
It will cost money also because when you're filing an annulment, it will cost around, I am not so sure for now, but I think it's around 300 to 350,000 pesos.
Wow.
Wow, but it's good, at least like 2-3 years that you can get your announcement, because what we hear, people say like 10 years to get the announcement. I'm not sure.
Annulment, yeah.
Annulments, you know. Yeah.
Qiang, real estate, can a foreigner own properties solo in their name in Malaysia?
Yes, and so they have the limit for the foreigner. You have to like purchase like 1 billion. 1 million. 1
I think
million.
it's 1 million.
1 million ringgit Malaysia, then you only can own the property.
Yeah, so 250 and above a foreigner can buy.
$250.
The stuff that's more reasonably priced, they leave for the locals.
Yeah, they live for the local.
Can a foreigner own a house in the Philippines?
No, the foreigner cannot own a house here, but they can own a condominium.
Oh.
Just only condominium.
Okay.
Oh, in Malaysia you can own house, whatever, but it have to be $250 US.
Qiang, tourist visa. How long can foreigners stay on a tourist visa in Malaysia?
For US, for Europe, they can come to Malaysia for 3 months. But for the Southeast Asia, they only can come for 1 month. It's same. That's a rule for the Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sharon, how long can a foreigner stay in the Philippines?
On what I heard is when the Philippines come over here the first time, they will have 30 days. And then after they will extend another 30 days. And then after the second extension, 30 days. And then they will renew it again. They will give 3 months or 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
And how long can they stay with these renewals before they have to leave the country?
No, if ever they would like to renew it again, I think they can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am not so sure on that.
But they can stay until 36 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are also
And
in the
then do a
renewal.
visa run, right?
Yeah, do the visa run.
Qiang, do foreigners come to Malaysia for medical tourism?
Oh yes, Malaysia is one of the famous country for the medical tourism.
Okay. Sharon, how about the Philippines?
No, they don't because the medication here is different in other countries.
Okay.
Yeah, even some operation. There are some doctors that they don't successful to make the operation. So there is something conflict. Yeah, it's not every operation will be successful.
Okay.
Yeah, so our medication here is different.
Yeah.
That's why some foreigner, when they will have their if ever they have health problems, so either they will go back to their country, or either they will go back to Manila, because Manila there are some hospital there which is very high and their equipment is very like Makati Medical and also Luke Hospital
Yeah,
in
we hear
Manila.
about that.
Yeah.
So it means that it's medical equipment that. Because as I know that Philippines is famous for they study nurse and doctor and
Yeah,
they
they're
go to
all over the world.
Oh, they go
Filipinos
to all
are.
over the
Nurses,
world.
doctors.
So yeah.
Anything else you two would like to share about your countries, or?
Yeah. What would you like to share about your country?
I would like to share on my country is the Filipino people are very friendly, helpful, and very smiling, and very, very kind.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. My country is a place for you to come for have food because you can eat a Malay food cuisine for local food for $1 or 50 cents. Indian food also like $1 or 50 cents. You can get very good and Chinese food and also Korean food and Japanese food. We have a lot of the food choices in Malaysia, especially in KL, if you like that. And we have and because we are multi-races, so we have different like how to say, like a temple, a Chinese temple, a Thai temple, a church, and also a Malay mosque. And in Borneo, we have the religion in Borneo, which is Sabah and Sarawak, is mainly is a Christian. So it's a very different, diverse of the country in Malaysia.
Yeah. Well, thank you both so much for sharing your countries. It's fascinating to hear, and we'll have to do this in the future sometime.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Thank you
Yeah.
also for having me here.
So you need to go to 𝗂𝗄𝗄𝐿𝑉𝐿𝑉𝐿𝑉𝐿 YouTube channel, and you need to go to
Yes.
Sharon Lapu, and we'll put links below. Go over there, subscribe, and watch some of their videos. Thank you both so much for coming
Yeah,
over.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. As I travel around the world, I write these retired, cheap, and paradise reports. They include links to where we stayed, restaurants, cheap public markets, expensive grocery stores, transportation information, internet speeds, visa information, weather, and other information. All of this information saves time when you are doing your exploratory visits to identify your own personal paradise destination. We spend hours collecting and preparing this information so you don't have to. Click the first link in the notes below this video to get an idea of what I'm talking about. Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.